So we are at the end of 2024, and my friends, I hope you had a great year. As we do move on to a brand new period though, let's look back over the last 12 months, because you know the deal. There's going to be a bunch of facts and there's going to be a bunch of figures that you'll go, I can use that, and go and impress my friends. And your friends will be like, we don't like wrestling. Then you have to go and find new pals. Happens every single time. But anyway, I am Simon Miller, and that's right. Open up your brains, Chiefs, because here's some wild facts from 2024. Number 10, the fun facts. So we all know that CM Punk was in the 2024 Royal Rumble, and when he did do that, it was his first match back on WWE TV for 10 years and 1 day. Damn. So that's longer than Edge, who went 8 years and 10 months, Hulk Hogan, who went 8 years and 9 months, Brock Lesnar, that was 8 years and 1 month. We also saw the men's singles titles, and that would be WWE World, IC, and US change hand 9 times, which is way more than in 2023, when it happened twice. For all the crazies out there, yes, Raw ratings on average were actually down in 2024, but look what the Raw after WrestleMania 40 did in terms of ratings. That did 2.36 million, and if you go back to 2023, it was the Raw 30 episode that did the best in that 12-month stretch, but that only did a 2.34. So even when you get into the averages was down in terms of one big old smackaroo. 2024 wins. Everybody also goes on about Roman Reigns and saying, oh man, he only defended his belt 12 times over 2 years, all that way back. Actually, it wasn't as bad as Logan Paul. Because when he lost his United States Championship at SummerSlam, he had held that belt for 273 days, and he only defended it 3 times. That is 1 defense every 91 days, opposed to Roman, which would have been 1 defense every 61 days. So stick that in your pipe. Number 9, the end of Vince. So we all now know the Vince McMahon story, and if you don't worry about it. There's actually a documentary on Netflix that you can watch right now. So you can get filled in like Craig David, and after a very obvious power struggle, Triple H finally took the reins in 2024, which meant the McMahon Empire was dead. Because of course it was the first year since Vince McMahon had bought the WWF from his father that he wasn't involved, and actually the first time in 70 years that no McMahon was involved. Because of course everything with Shane and Stephanie right now is a little bit controversial too. So I'm on the same page as well, 2024 was the first time we didn't see Brock Lesnar on television since he returned in 2012. And don't forget, he was meant to be in the Royal Rumble, and his name got mentioned a few times, but that was that. Number 8, the end of Reigns. But not Roman, he's going to be around for a while. Maybe Luther. Good old Luther Reigns. Speaking of the tribal chief though, we all know that he did break records when it came to his 1,316-day title run. At the same time, Gunther was also doing that with his Intercontinental belt. They took numbers and they flushed it down the loo. And the ring general held on to his championship for 666 days, meaning we didn't get any title changes in 2023. But in 2024, that thing actually changed hand 4 times. We've already talked about Roman stuff, which obviously was the best run since Hulk Hogan had held the thing back in 1988. But now, when we jump to WrestleMania 40, this is when you get the good stuff. Because yeah, Mania 40 was the first time when 2 champions who had had a year longer reign both entered that event with their titles. I mean, I haven't delivered that very well, but I'm sure you're still impressed. It was also the first time that 2 WWE titles that had had 500+ day reigns came to an end on the same day. I would hazard a guess that will never happen again. Number 7, representation matters. Halfway through the year, there was a big old debate about black wrestlers appearing on pay-per-views in WWE. And don't be that guy, it's very important to talk about this stuff. Because for a big old chunk of time, the last time we had seen a black superstar win a match on pay-per-view was Bianca Belair when she defeated Io Sky back at Backlash 2023. I mean, that is nuts. It also means that we get to the end of 2024, not one black wrestler won a singles match on pay-per-view for the entire year. And yeah, let's keep it nice and simple, don't do that. And no, this isn't me saying that anybody is racist or that we should start pandering to anybody. That's not what I mean. But again, go back to the title, representation matters. Because if you are a young kid and you're watching this, you want to know that whatever kind of minority you come from, whatever kind of religion you are or skin color you have, that you can see somebody on the bright lights getting victory and think to yourself deep down your tum-tum, damn it, that could be me. So look, let's just change it in 2025, and once again, I don't think there's any malice here, but it is a little bit ignorant. Let's switch it around. Number 6, the new WrestleMania. So it's relatively new, but all records do count. But when we got to WrestleMania 40, of course, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes headlined night 1, and they headlined night 2, and they are the first ever WWE superstars to do this. Of course, I'm talking about the tag match on Saturday night and their singles match on Sunday. And given that Roman was in these positions, well, he went and beat another Hulk Hogan record. Because for 31 years, Hogan was top of the tree with 8 WrestleMania main events, but now who's at the tippity top? It's Roman Reigns with 9. Given his current run too, he's probably going to get to 10 plus when all is said and done. So again, that is going to take some beating. They are quite frankly ridiculous numbers. Number 5, international success. So 2024 made lots of international people happy because finally WWE went, hey, we've got all these shows, let's head overseas. And this is because even though in 2023 they had a record number of 4 of these things across some oceans, they went and smashed that in 2024. Because there was a total of 8 big shows, and I'm going to forget this, so it was Backlash, it was the Elimination Chamber, King of Queen of the Ring, Clash of the Castle 2, Bash in Berlin, Money in the Bank, Crown Jewel, and of course the Survivor Series. That was in Canada. They also went to Scotland, France, and Germany, and to break it down into simple maths, they took what they'd done the previous year, and they multiplied it by 2. Number 4, the Rumble records. So it is the best pay-per-view as far as I am concerned. The cool thing is, every time we do get one, you gotta go back to the numbers. Because Cody Rhodes winning this back in January meant he was the first wrestler in 26 years to have back-to-back Royal Rumble wins, and the other guy was Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's good company. Bayley won on the women's side, and she also broke the longevity record because she entered at number 3 and lasted a whopping 63 minutes. That was 2 minutes longer than Rhea Ripley in 2023. Liv Morgan also became the first person to be the runner-up in back-to-back Rumbles, which is good or bad depending how you look at it. In terms of Kofi Kingston, he entered his 16th Rumble. So if you are all of a sudden going to go look at the active roster, he is absolutely at the top of that ladder. And we're quite close to the 2025 Rumble. Expect a lot of these to be broken. Number 3, the gate crashes. So a lot of this is down to the increase in ticket prices, but that's just not pro wrestling. Did you go to a concert in 2024? What the flub is that about? But yes, at Backlash, WWE announced that they had totally smashed through their indoor gate record, which previously had been held by Clash of the Castle. Bash in Berlin would then do that again, and Bad Blood broke domestic arena records. So essentially, WWE just walking around throwing money out of their ass. Could also be a name for a PLE. Money in the Bank also achieved the same in Canada, and of course WrestleMania 40 was a huge success. It was basically the best live gate in WWE's history. So given the current trajectory of WWE, you have to imagine over the next 12 months, these figures are going to get even more nuts. And yes, once again, a lot of that is going to come down to ticket prices, but that also comes down to worth. Like if WWE keeps increasing these and we continue to pay them, then somebody in marketing is going to go, well, these schlubs are having a great old time. So why would they stop? It's called capitalism. Number 2, title changes at Mania. So this kind of had to happen, because as we've already talked about, back in 2023, we barely changed any titles at all. It's why WrestleMania 40 went crazy, and we had 7 belts change hands. And of course, over the 2 nights, that's the most that we'd ever done. So we got 2 new sets of tag team champions, a new intercontinental champion, 2 new world heavyweight champions, because of course Drew McIntyre won it and then Damian Priest stole it from him, a new WWE women's champion, and of course a brand new WWE men's champion. Finish the story. Now Mania 35 actually saw 8 title changes, but only 6 of those happened on the proper show. So I'm pretty sure that WrestleMania 40 has to hold the overall record, as long as you don't include the Hardcore Championship. Of course, on any given night, that thing could change hands 4,722 times. I'm sure WWE wants to create more of this kind of a fuss, like I keep on saying, in 2025. But the reason I bring it back into play here is because now we also have a 2-night SummerSlam. Oh yeah, prepare your horses and get ready to ride. Number 1, The Rock returns. WrestleMania 40 had a ton of memorable moments, and one of the biggest was indeed the final boss coming back to the WWE. He teamed with Roman Reigns to take on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, and this was actually the second time The Rock had come back after a 5-year hiatus. And in fact, this time it was even longer than that. Because when he wrestled at WrestleMania 20 and didn't come back until the 2011 Survivor Series, that had been a break of 2,807 days. The distance between The Rock's match with John Cena, though, the first night of WrestleMania 40, however, was 4,017 days. But even if we do throw in that random fight with Eric Rowan at WrestleMania 32, it's still 2,925 days. So yeah, this one wins.